Hello, welcome to Life in Pig Row. My name's Andrew and today we're looking at kale. Cavolo de Nero, one of my favourite kales. This film's a little different. We wanted to take you through, take you through the plant life of specific plants. So here we are, there's kale in this module. You notice just here it's starting to discolour, and the reason it's starting to discolour is it's running out of nutrients and it really should go in the ground, but I hung fire with getting the garlic out. So we're going to follow this kale plant and all the other kale plants over the next year. I'm going to start with the first little tip. You've got your plant and it's got a yellow leaf on. What do you do with it? There you are. Take it away. That's dead. It's just going to get worse and worse, and it's going to have mould in it and God knows what else, so it's best just to discard it, put it on the compost heap, and there you are, you've got a nice little plant. Now I could do the same with that one, but I'll leave it on because it's going to recover, because there's still enough green in it. Get it in the ground, let it romp away. So there you are, I planted my first kale there, and I'm planting roughly between 12 and 18 inches apart. You can see, if you look at this plant, why they're struggling, becoming root bound. So in it goes, and I'm planting it up to the neck like so. And then what I'll do is I'll plant it in a staggered formation, and I'll show you that at the end, just so I can get more kale in. Now, I'll talk about netting in the next part of the film after I've shown you what it looks like. So there you are, there's the kale all planted amongst the flowers. It's going to get a good water now, even though it's threatening rain. And we're going to follow these all through the season and see what happens to them. So, let's talk deterrent. I could net all of them, but it's within a cottage garden, and the idea with a cottage garden is you fool predators, because it's not all on show like a monoculture. It's between the daisies and the dahlias, so they should sprout up round them, and it'll be pretty to see. It's a nice thing, and you know. But there's another reason I don't net. I'm on a hill here, really near a retaining wall, and people tend to trip over nets. More specifically, they tend to get tangled in them and go flying, and I don't want to go flying down the hill and over the wall, so it's a bit of health and safety there. But also, cabbage whites can get in because kale get pretty high, and once they touch the net, that's it, the cabbage white are in there. So the best way of checking for cabbage white butterfly, which is those green little caterpillars, is just to keep turning over the leaves, finding them, pulling them off, giving them to the birds, or in our case the chickens, and just keep on top of your crops that way. Keep checking them. It's really important you do that, just for its health as well, to see if there's any nasties lurking in there. And the great thing about kale is that we're only going to be taking a few leaves at a time to eat, and there's 18 plants in there. So yeah, I probably will lose some, you know, and also there's pigeons. But the great thing is that the height they're at now should stop the pigeons. Once they get told, the pigeons don't bother, and also pigeons will eat anything else other than kale unless they're really hungry. And there's an easy way to get rid of pigeons, and that is a bottle on a stick rattling. It kind of deters them, or just keep coming out and going oi and fighting them off. So let's follow these plants through the season and see what happens to them. Rain ain't got kale, so what happened? Let's see. As you can see, something's eaten it, and in this case it's Mr. Rabbit. So what do? Well, nothing we can do about it. It's just one of those things, it's nature. Carol said, well, we might have kale, but at least we'll have rabbit soup. We won't, it's just a joke. It's just one of those things. And yes, maybe, well, in hindsight's a powerful thing, maybe I should have netted it, like I've netted everything up in the potager. But even in the potager, with everything being netted, things like this happen. So no bunny attack, but because it's been horrible, in the sense that the temperatures have fluctuated way too much, my pak choi has set a seed. But my lettuces are doing well. What to do now? Just say, well, that's one of those things. Get on with it and plant something else next year. And net it. So the journey from plot to plate, from kale being planted to kale being harvested, has inevitably, awfully, sadly come to an end because the little bunnies have eaten it. So until next time, it's bye from Andrew, being very disgruntled, very early in the morning on pick row, and you can come back next Saturday when I'll be a ball in the corner, sobbing, saying the word, my kale, my kale, my kale.